It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Yo, and we're back. Happy New Year. Show number 172. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Periscope, and Switch. Got the full crew. Oh, you see, we got the full crew here. So glad to be back. Been trying, I guess it's about 4 weeks. Well, not quite 4 weeks, 3 weeks. But hey, if you got your health, you got everything. Everything else is a bonus. You got your health and the people you care about. Let me just say that. Everything else is a bonus. So enough of me on my soapbox. Over to AP.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us on January 14, 2021, first year of 2024, show of 2021. Thank you for joining us. On this Thursday, this is the place where you ask the questions, we answer the questions in regards to wholesaling real estate with little no cash or credit. Thank you, Ms. Renikia, for joining us tonight. Beautiful as ever. How are you?
I am great. Super excited about the new year, new goals, new opportunity, new money. So
All right. So I was looking at something it seemed like every show towards the end of last year, we had a hidden gem or basically a quote of something that we want to take from this show to the next show. So we'll be listening out for that. I know I saw something yesterday that said, it was a post that said, you said tomorrow. And that was just it. So you said you were going to start tomorrow. Tomorrow is today. So start today. So without further ado, we're kind of going to just jump right on into this thing. Famous Telly, you're number one, and you got our first question. And it is, what does it mean to open escrow?
Good question. So open escrow just mean that you are depositing money into, and most likely an attorney's account, which allows you to, it's just a terminology, open escrow, which is depositing money into an attorney's escrow account.
Boom, that's the actual definition. I was going to throw it up here on the screen.
Oh, what is it? I didn't know.
Yeah. Let me see how I do this. Add banner. Let me show it. Okay. Open an escrow is actually quite simple. It involves going to the escrow or title company and handing over a deposit. This deposit or earnest money is good faith check that is given by the buyer. Exactly what she said.
Well, I never read that. Yeah.
All right.
CJ, thank you for joining us. He says, I'm waiting and ready. Top 5 Thrill says, Happy New Year, guys. I had a seller who was ready to sell, but then his work schedule became very busy. So he had to cancel the arrangement we had set up. Do I follow up with him later on or move on? So, hey, what do we do? Can't be too busy. He don't want that money, do we?
Exactly. Consistency is key. Busy is not a no. Busy is that you just need that window of opportunity where you can sit down and get it done. So when someone is not saying no, it really a yes. It's just a matter of time that person get that window of opportunity that they can sit down and execute what it is that y'all trying to do. So I would be consistent and persistent on just continue to follow up until he give you a no. How about you?
Yeah, that's it. Just still reach out to them until they tell you no. Hey, don't call me anymore. I'm not interested, or I'll sell it to someone else, or whatever the situation is. Follow up is money. That's the only way the money is made in follow up.
And one of my mentors about 8-9 years ago said that, and it stuck with me. The money is in the follow up. When you first meet somebody, you're most likely not transacting. You're not just changing funds on the first day you meet them. You know, so always just keep that in mind. Your money is in the follow-up.
Yeah, don't remember, guys. If you want to ask your questions live with us, you know, on video with us right here, go to comps101.com and we'll put you on. We'll bring you to the head of the line to get your question answered. I started a new service. You can see the T-shirts, Comps 101. But you can submit your deals there and we'll comp them. Now we have the Comps 101 show at 6 p.m. on Thursdays. But even if your property doesn't get comped, we'll if you submit it over, it's free right now. Just submit your deals over. We'll comp them. We're trying to help people understand what the ARV is. So that's where it all starts. So what we'll do is we'll do an actual quick little 3 to 5 minute video explaining how we came up with that particular ARV. So hopefully that'll help a lot of people, add some value. As of right now, it's free, you know, because it's manageable. But once it becomes unmanageable, then we're going to have to make some different decisions. But right now, it's free. So.
All right, guys, there you have it. Comps101.com. Come on and join and ask your question yourself.
Yeah, and that's where you can join us live here, just by clicking the little button that says, join live. So you can get to the head of the line with your questions on video if you're not shy. Most of y'all are not. Y'all got social media, got y'all, you know, y'all know what y'all do.
All right, so let's see here. William Garcia says, this is your first live show that you're attending. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully you'll get some great information tonight. Off-roader, haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining us as well. Let's see here. William Garcia's question is it important to establish an LLC before your first wholesale deal?
I mean, that's a good question. I think Todd says this a lot. It's not needed. I mean, it's not needed. I mean, of course, over time, you want to kind of invest back into your business. But if you don't have the money to create your LLC, or you want to direct that money that you do have into marketing, it's okay. You know, put it into your name, make some money, and just continue to invest back into your business over time.
Yeah, it won't kill you to do one deal in your name.
Yeah.
That first deal you do is normally going to give you all the money you spent back, plus to put money back into more marketing and also to establish an entity if you want or whatever. So.
Yeah, I know my first few deals went into my name. I purchased a property in my name.
I think.
You know, you don't know what you don't know, but you know, at least you're doing something and to move towards your goals. So. You know, use what you have, and that resource. If you don't have it, it is what it is.
Yeah. Now, I think the first year I did them in my name. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advising you all do that. I know I'm not doing stupid stuff, but I'm gonna try to tell you.
And I did it out of the lack of not knowing. You know, and if I did know, I didn't really have the money to start a business either. So, you know, it works.
Okay, guys on TikTok, let me know how the audio is now. It says a little distorted.
Oh, okay. It'd be tripping on. It's too. No, I might have to just power it off. What's the green?
I hear y'all very clear. Maybe it's TikTok.
Okay, yeah, it's just TikTok.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, guys. So next question is gonna be through Hair You the Great. What do you use to skip stress?
Well, he's on. What is on? Where is he? He's on YouTube.
I believe so.
Okay. So on the screen you see it. Skiptoflip.com. Just go to skiptoflip.com and.
I don't think it's on there. Okay.
Yeah, and just do a YouTube search for that, and that'll get you going right there. TikTok. Are you still having trouble hearing me or Adria?
They said way better.
Okay. Oh, I took it off the thing, so I'll just hold it in my hand for you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I took mine off too. I set them down. So Joe Young from TikTok says, can you wholesale with no money to do marketing? Not no money to do the deal, but marketing. How key is that?
Yeah, which Renika has pounded this for years with us. Other wholesalers.
Oh yeah.
That takes no money.
No money.
You build your buyers list and just wholesale other wholesalers properties.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the number one
That
way
was
to do this
50% of my wholesale business. I was just wholesaling people. I said that was 50% of my wholesale business.
Yeah.
It's really wholesaling other people's deals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you didn't have to go find them. It comes to you. And if you have the buyer, you can wholesale other people's deals and make a lot of money like that.
All right. So next question is again from TikTok. It's from Single Prop 215. Do you mentor? I want to learn this business bad.
Well, yeah, I do. It's tripping with you logging back in. But you good. They can hear you. That's fine. You good. But yeah, you can if you're interested in my step-by-step courses and coaching, you can just go to flipman.net. You see TikTok, yeah, you can see it. You see the character back there. Just tap on that logo and it'll show you about pricing or whatever. But in reality, I'm not trying to turn down any money by no means. It's all there on my YouTube channel for free. The courses and coaching does speed up the process. Oh, wow. Speed up the process tremendously. Okay, you good. Speed up the process tremendously, but I just like to make sure people know that there, is a free option. It just doesn't come with the coaching. So whatever.
All right, guys. So Black Square Investments wants to know, what is the difference between a title company and a escrow company?
I think technically they're the same, right? It just depends on where you're located. But I think
Right.
out of California, they say that's in escrow. That to them that means title. I may be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. It just depends.
Well, I think it's all used interchangeably.
Yeah.
It's just another word to say attorney, title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Francisco wants to know, how would you go about asking the seller for the opportunity to do cash for keys on his tenants, which are relatives? Not particularly sure.
I guess he means the relatives of not paying him. I'm assuming. If you can be a little bit more clear on that.
Have to kick the family members out of the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jason Pierre has a really good question. I guess never really think about it. Can I flip properties even if I receive Social Security benefits? So although this is an income, you're not employed. You're employing yourself, so you can have investments, maybe.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what, Nikki, Renika, I don't know what the limits are on there. I know they can make X number of dollars before it affects their Social Security. That's for me now. I'm an entrepreneur, right? So I don't know what you're getting Social Security wise a year, right? Well, we'll just say let's just say you're getting $2,000 a month, right?
Okay.
Let's just say that, right? That's $24,000 a year.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You can literally make that on one deal.
Exactly.
Not saying you want to give up your Social Security by no means or whatever, but probably what I would do, allegedly, let me just put that out there. I would probably partner with a younger relative or whatever, a friend or whatever, and we just run the business again. They just pay me in cash. Allegedly, that's what I would probably do or whatever.
We're not going on the book saying nothing.
Allegedly, this is all for entertainment purposes only, right? So
I might do that. All right, guys, don't forget comps101.com. Go there now to join us live and ask your question
what do you think?
or Renikia. What it was.
I would have allegedly said the same thing. I mean, we entrepreneurs, there's no box.
Yeah.
We just maneuver into where it works. And that's a life lesson. I mean, I think we all need to learn is that sometimes we focus on, the smaller pieces of the puzzle Well, there's greater pieces, but we're afraid to let the smaller pieces go because of, not because of the unknown of the bigger pieces. But if you focus on those bigger pieces, is actually easy to attain and very, so it's that mindset shift that I think we have to understand, that letting go of something like that, I get it, but there's ways around it that it just is untouchable. So I would just suggest, find the loopholes, that everybody else go through, and in these financial situations, there's always loopholes for you to, meet your goal, what you're trying to do.
It seemed like, why would they put you in that box like that?
Yeah, that's a box.
Yeah, if you can make more money, just make it. Especially if you were going to pay taxes on it, they should love it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we still going to give you your $2,000 a month or whatever. But if you're going to go out there and make more money, we're going to tax you on it. So yeah, make much as it would seem like it just ought to be that simple or whatever. Am I too
weird? No, that's weird that they try to keep in the box like that, where if you make more money, they take your benefits away. Yeah. And but that's the way the government was created. It was designed to keep a group of us at the bottom totem pole, and we have to understand that was designed that way, but it don't mean we need to ride that wave.
Yeah, it's just like me and my brother and I were talking about this girl that he used to date, and
PG.
I can't put that out there.
Yeah.
What the hell what's wrong with me? No. I should have said a friend of mine. I can't put that out there. No, that's my brother. I can't put that out there.
We are live.
Next question, Adrian. I can't put that out there.
You probably said brother.
I should have said the dude I know or whatever. No, I can't put that out there. Hey, boy, I knew. No.
Yeah, okay. Next question. Back to Alex on TikTok. Wants to know, how would you do it if you had to start from square one again?
Talking about me?
Both of you. Square one.
I guess both of us. But you want to go first? If knowing what you know now, what would you do differently? Because I know your journey is a little different, or a lot different from mine.
I don't think I would have done anything different. Because mistakes and failures is in the journey. You can't shield yourself from that. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna fail, no matter what you have. I don't think I would have done. There's maybe a couple things I've done different, but I don't think I would have done a lot of things different. I would have. I started this journey at 17 years old. I mean, anything earlier than that would have been. So I started my journey early, and I seen something, and I just stuck with it until I learned what I needed to know. So I don't think I would have done anything different. I probably wouldn't have got a degree in real estate, but at the same time, because you can be successful without it, but at the same time, it still taught me so much, and it's actually added so much value to my journey that I can't take that away from it either. So I don't think I would have done anything different. What do you say, Tom?
Well, I've done a lot of stuff different. Right? I feel like I've left a lot of money on the table by not just simply doing more owner financing. You know what I'm saying? Just bypassing deals that were not cash wholesale deals that I could have turned to some form of owner financing. Right. Now, again, when you make a mistake, you learn from it. Like when I initially got into business, all I knew is I was making more money each year. And then 2007 to late 2007, 8, 9 happened. And I was left, I was making a certain amount of money and I was living that way. So that lesson I learned, of course, but obviously I would have did something different if I knew better. But that lesson taught me better or whatever. So now, compared to then, even though I probably, I make quite a bit more money, fortunately, but I probably spend less percentage wise or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't desire a lot of things anyway. It's just the people that I care about benefit more from the money I make than I do. But really, I was telling my barber, which I go to the barber shop to get my face shaved. But I was telling him, I said, I probably, I spend money on, I'm going to eat wherever I want to eat every day. Now I'm spending money on, eating, like my team, when I say, let's go eat, they know what's up. You know what I'm saying? So, we go ahead and tell them what we do. So I'm going to do that. I ain't gonna buy a lot of clothes. Y'all see I wear the same stuff. I'm just gonna promote, my stuff or whatever. Car I drive, I got the look, we buy houses thing. Then I got it's a luxury vehicle, but it's 9 years old or whatever. So, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So living conditions or whatever. So everything I spend is on other people in reality or whatever. I told them if it wasn't, well, I ain't gonna say that, but anyway, I had some things I would do. I don't know. I went off on a diatribe, never. But there it is. Next question. Somebody trying to get on, but their video. D Wood, you gotta activate your video.
Yep.
And we'll put you on.
As soon as I see you, I'll load you up.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Lobster on TikTok says, I'm here in Houston and I'm ready to get started. Okay, you're in the right place. Lobster. Shaq Smith, I see you. What up from West Side D-Town? Happy New Year to you as well. Rick A. Pina, I see you. Thank you for joining us. They are our, what do we call them? Usuals in the chat box there. So Drew Parker wants to know, what is the formula for getting the ARV?
There's not a formula to get the ARV. ARV is basically using comps, like comps 101. You're trying to determine what the property will appraise for in excellent condition. Once it's fixed up, what will it appraise for? Then you use it for a formula that you use to try to determine the value of the property. I mean, what you will offer or whatever. So. But you can do a search on YouTube for Flip Man Comp Like a Pro. My man Jamil Damji goes through his process. And then you can do a search for Flip Man Free Calculator, and those videos will get you going in the right direction, my man.
Yeah. And ARV is not a formula. It's not. It is kind of, but it's not. The numbers is different, but all it is the average of, 3, maybe 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 properties that have sold in close proximity. You want to stay within maybe a quarter mile, half a mile, and then kind of go out from there of the subject property. And you just take the average of those, which is kind of formula. The average of 3 numbers is kind of a formula, but that's all you're doing is just taking the average of 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 comps that is in close proximity. Try to stay within a quarter mile or a half a mile at the max, and then it go up to a mile, mile and a half maybe. If need be, and you just take the average of those.
All right, Cha-Cha, I see you down there attempting to join us from comps101.com. As soon as I see you activate your video, I will bring you on. Now, Renikia J. Barajas has a question for you from Instagram. And the question is, are you a private money lender or can you recommend one?
Yes, I am.
Hey, there we go.
Thank you for Renikia's brother calling in.
I appreciate that, bro.
Mr. has a question. What services does your company provide? How they can contact you? And just the gambit of what other things, if need be, if they want to take the wholesaling game to the next level.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for setting that up, my brother, off Instagram, and also thank you all for allowing me to be a part of this show. But if you want to really just understanding real estate, we teach wholesaling, which is absolutely no money down real estate transactions, little to any money real estate transactions. You don't need, financing any a lot of cash to really do this, but it comes a time in your real estate journey if you want to do fix and flip, buy and hold, rental properties, and those things where financing do come into play. So I am a private lender. We are a nationwide lender, and we offer residential and commercial real estate loans, fix and flip loans, buying whole and new construction. We do not require tax returns, no bank statements, no income verification, or no pay stubs. We are asset-based lenders, so we lend based on the property itself. So as long as the property has value and the property makes sense according to the after repair value and things of that nature, we'll be able to lend on that property. We also provide unsecured capital and a lot of other different financial creative options. And if you do want to take advantage of that, just go to fundmynextdeal.com.
All right, guys, there you have it. Fundmynextdeal.com. We will put that back up on the screen. It's on now, but we will make sure that you get that before we close out this evening as well. Max Slaskowski, wants to know, do you have a general inbound voicemail that you use for all incoming leads, or would you make a direct mail voicemail different from bandit sign voicemail? Whew, I said voicemail a lot. Okay. So is there a generic message, or do we specify?
Well, you could, because ideally what you would want to do is have multiple numbers that you're using for different market lead generation methods or whatever. So like for bandit signs, you'll have a different phone number. For direct mail, for text messaging, you have a different phone number. So when you get callbacks or people calling in, your voicemail could be a little different or whatever, but you want to always, in my opinion, keep it as short and sweet as possible or whatever, so they can leave a message. Hopefully, if they don't leave a message, you can always use caller ID and call them back and say, hey, did someone call about selling a house or whatever? So again, you could be a little bit more direct, specify, say, glad you saw a sign. Could you leave a message if you have a house sale, something like that or whatever? But you can identify that particular method of marketing because you know that's what that number is for. So it's all about tracking, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't.
Okay, so D Wood wanted to know, what do you suggest he do in Charlotte, North Carolina? He says it's dry there. So do we agree with that or what?
No, we do not.
Okay.
No, we do not.
Sure.
What are you doing? First question I'm going to ask you, what was his name?
D Wood.
D Wood, what are you doing on a daily basis to generate leads? Let's answer that question. Renika, you can go from there. But I want to know, what are you doing on a daily basis to generate leads?
Yeah, Charlotte. I think that's a start.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Teresa B wants to know, how would you do an owner financing deal? So maybe just the surface definition of how that's set up.
Owner financing. So owner financing deal is a deal in pretty much where the owner acts like a bank. The owner becomes the bank. You all draw a promissory note between you and the owner, basically looking just like a loan document. It's not necessarily, but it has the same verbiage in there as far as what the interest rate is going to be, what your monthly payment is going to be, how long the term of this note will be. All of that should be documented in your promissory note or your owner financing agreement. I like to get an attorney involved and stuff like that, because you just want to make sure all of that is accurate, because you don't want to put all this money down, submit all this monthly payment, and something that's not right with your documents, and they take the house back from you, because really until the deed is truly transitioned into your name, you don't necessarily own it. You just you have this contract that controls it, but the deed don't necessarily always it doesn't always transition into your name until you completely pay off the whole entire note. So that's pretty much what owner finance is.
As when she started, she said that you're basically the owner is acting as the bank, and it'll have terms similar to a bank loan. And again, you can do it yourself, but ideally you want to get an attorney involved so all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed or whatever. And there's no one way to do owner financing because most of the situations are not going to be the same. Now, because you may have situations where they don't owe anything. A lot of times those are more cut and dry owner financing deals. Then they may have actual a mortgage already in place. So you take a different route on that, maybe subject to or lease option or whatever. So, but there's no like one fit all owner financing deal. It's all of what you can negotiate. Hopefully that you can leverage into something that you could cash flow, or sometimes people do owner financing just to do a fix and flip or whatever. So you can use available resources to do the renovations on the property, and then you cash them out once you fix it. So, you know, it's just all over the board with owner finance. That's one of the great things about it. And there's no limit on what you can owner finance. It can be on a $10,000 house or $100 million property or whatever. Just if the owner is open to that. A lot of times owners may be open to it because they can delay taxes or whatever. And sometimes they just simply want cash flow, especially like landlords or tired landlords. They're tired of the landlord part of it, but they still love the cash flow or would like to have the cash flow part of it without being a landlord. So a lot of those can be transitioned over into some owner finance deals. So it gives you an opportunity to buy some real estate without having to pay for the entire thing up front. And sometimes you can do it with no money down. So.
And you're absolutely right. You do not need an attorney to do owner financing. You know, you can put this paperwork together, you know, between you and the seller. So I want to make it seem like you need one because you don't. It's as Todd said, it can get very creative and it can be really simple.
Yeah, but I would recommend it, like you said.
Right.
I would recommend it.
All right. M for Rose _300 says, I guess just for clarification, dealyoulater.com/propstream to find properties and skip to trace for getting in contact with owners.
Yep.
Yes.
You got it.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Malik for Rose. I think that was your question I just read, but I see you're attempting to join again. As soon as I see your video, see your lovely face, I'll bring you on.
I wonder if they having issues with the video part of it.
No, Cha just wants what do you call it? A comp, and I'll get to that later. And Malik was the question I just read off of Instagram. So Cameron wants to know, can you wholesale tenant occupied properties?
Turnkey.
Absolutely. Call turnkey.
Okay.
Just turn the key and you start making money.
Exactly.
Turn the key, just start making money.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Noble Cedric says, I'm really overthinking hard cold calling people. Can you help me get over this hurdle? Just got to do it.
Yeah. Cold calling ain't for everybody.
Right. You're looking at one.
Cold calling is not for everybody. I'm not a really cold caller either. I like warm calls. Hot calls. I like calls that call my son.
For these people.
Right. Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah. You gotta have tough skin. You gotta have tough skin to just cold call.
Yeah. Boy. Hey,
you gotta be a real gator. You gotta have
be a real
gator skin.
I'm an imitation gator, you know what I'm saying?
You know, and it's really, you know, it's confident, it's not getting your emotions involved when people are cursing you out or, you know, whatever, you know, you just want to be emotionless for sure, because it's a lot when you call people out the blue that they ain't told you to call them, you know. So it's, you know, it's a lot.
I like how you say that they ain't told you to call them.
You know, yeah. So you have some tough skin.
Yeah.
But you know, the new wave, I think cold call is the old wave. I think the new wave is really just the text for flip. I mean, everyone is on their phone. Everyone can text messages. It's almost talking to them directly if you just do the text message.
Oh yeah, the response rate is so much higher or whatever.
And then you don't have to worry about people hanging up in your face and cuss you out.
You don't get the F-offs, how you got my number, please don't remove me, I'm going to report you, all that stuff, or whatever.
Right.
But it so look better reading it than hearing it. Because you got to respond in real time. If they send a text message, you don't even have to respond to. You just put them in the DNC list, to automatically remove them from your list or whatever. So
We're smart, not hard. Cold calling I think is just an old concept, and I think text messages is really becoming the new cold calling wave.
Okay. Lorene has maybe a probate situation going on. So my wife's father just passed and his house is in his estate. My wife is to receive 40% out of the sale, but I just did a lot of work in the house and renting it now. How could we buy the house with equity because we would like to keep it? Could we use her equity to buy it? So if she only gets 40, that means that other 60 is divvied up between maybe other siblings. You got to buy them out, right?
What's the 40%? Did she get 40% of the estate?
Of the sale of the property.
Oh, the sale. So she also got siblings in here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So you're trying to use your equity to buy the other partners out?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, I guess.
Yeah, that's an interesting percentage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't come up with 3 ways or 2. I guess you still come up with 3 ways. So I guess she getting 40. What other 60 going? So those people are those are people that you got to target relative to whatever their relation to your wife, to convince them to sell their portion of it or whatever. So you're getting it at a discount because you're getting it 40%. Well, I say at a discount, it ain't necessarily got to be one. Now, if you get them to sell it at a discount, then your wife's discount goes up even more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because if the house ARV is 100,000, but they'll sell it at 50,000. So 40% off of 50,000 is 20,000. So they really gonna sell it for 30,000. You know what I'm saying? So now you all have a $30,000. You pay 30,000, but it can be the ARV is 100. If I'm thinking that, you think am I thinking in the right way on that?
Yeah. At a loss. At a loss, man. But no, I think I'm just trying to figure out the whole 40%.
More information. That's basically what we tried to say.
Right. Her and her sister gets 40. That's only 80. Oh,
yeah,
20.
We get 20.
Okay. She gets 40. Sister gets 40. 20% is donated to charitable organizations.
Oh, okay.
So that's the 100%. So it's only 2 siblings.
Well, what's the ARV on this property?
Do we know that? They're responding pretty.
What
quickly.
condition is it in?
Well, it's rented.
Well, I guess it's livable.
It's livable because it says they've already put work into it.
Yeah, what's the ARV on this property? Just out of curiosity. Does sister even care? Does she want her 40%?
Right. And who determined the 20%? Was that just something that they want to do?
It may have been in the will. It may have been in the will.
Yeah, because that's pretty.
Well, I don't think you can buy that out. I don't think you can buy out the charity piece.
Yeah, that I think that's non-negotiable. You got to give the 20% to the
So really, the only player you want to get on board would be the other sister.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'll wait for you to answer. Oh, okay. 120,000 is the ARV. And says, I just fixed it up. Sis don't want the house. The percent was in the will.
So sis want her equity?
No, sis don't want the house.
So, but she want to be bought out. She want her equity out of the deal.
You didn't say she didn't want her money though.
Sis want her money.
I don't care what you do with this house, but you give me my money.
I want my money.
Sis want her money. Yeah. I mean, but something like that, just refinance it and take the equity out. I mean, I'm assuming you're on it free and clear. Refinance it. You can you can go to the bank and refinance it. We have a cash out refinance loan up to 80% of the after repair value. So that would be what, 100,000, and then you take her 40,000 or whatever, 45, 50,000, 45,000. You pay her off.
Okay. Other tidbit. There's $36K left on the first mortgage.
Oh.
So the refinance, if it's worth 120, you can go to the bank and get about 97% or 95%. You can work with a private lender like myself and get up to 80%. You only owe the bank 30, 40%. So you cash out, do a cash out refinance, cash out the 100,000, pay off the bank, pay off the sister, and now y'all own it free and clear. I mean, not free and clear, but y'all own it.
Yeah,
I mean,
so they owe 120.
But the charity piece, they won't get it until you sell it. You know, you don't have to worry about the charity piece until you sell. I'm assuming.
Right.
If you're not selling it, a loan is not income.
What you calculate? What you figuring
Oh,
out?
I was trying to. Okay, so I'm subtracting 36,000 from the 120.
Right.
So that leaves 84,000.
Right.
So you said 80%. What y'all would do?
80% of 120 of the after the value.
Yeah, that would be 96,000. So 36 from that would leave 60,000. So she gets 40% of that. So of 36, what I say? Of 60,000, 40%. So that'll be 24,000, I guess. Yeah. So the sister would get 24,000 basically.
2020.
Okay.
And that refinance would be enough to pay the sister off, refinance the mortgage, and now you and your wife owns it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you caught all of that. It was a lot of moving pieces there, Mr. and Mrs. Washington. UC Rev on goodness gracious, which one is this? TikTok says, I have a property with title issues. Any suggestions? What do you do when you have title issues?
Well, first you want to find out from the title company what can they be remedied?
Right.
Those issues. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm assuming so, then let's get it. Mm-hmm. And you can't depend on the title company to do a lot of it now. They will, but a lot of times they'll do it at their pace. If there's anything that you can do to push things along, getting a payoff or whatever, you want to be as aggressive as you possibly can if you can do it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of times you're going to have the seller's permission to get involved. But if you can push things along, and the title company gives you, well, we got to do this or whatever. So, well, how long that's going to take? It may take us a week or two. Anything I can do, you want to be proactive as possible. If it can be remedied. What do you think?
I couldn't say it better.
All right. Ms. Washington Renikia says she'll be in touch. She'll be in ATL next week. Her guy, Franklin, says you're good people. Thanks for the help.
Thank you, Franklin.
Thanks, Franklin. Okay. Oh my gosh. So Grav V2 wants to know, how does meeting up with the seller at a property usually go? So let's play this. You got somebody on the phone. They're willing to meet you at their property. What do? We meet at 12 o'clock. It's 12:01. You're there. You're waiting. 12:10. They pull up. Hi. What's the conversation?
Ty.
Oh, me?
What's that role play looks like?
I go. Okay. Well, Ms. Johnson, you're gonna meet them. So we're assuming the house is vacant. It doesn't matter, baby. Assuming it's vacant or whatever. Number one, first rule is you're gonna do more listening than talking, right? Mm-hmm. You're really only there to video and take pictures of the property, right? You want them to explain things as you see them. It could be an opportunity to negotiate a better deal, because they may have given you one picture about the property. Well, you get there, it's another. Even if they gave you the exact picture, you still want to use that opportunity to ask about the roof, if you didn't already, the heating and air. Why is this like this? How long that crack been there? Have you ever had a civil engineer come out to inspect, the foundation issues, So all of that is some building rapport, / some beat down on the price if possible, and so on. You know what I'm saying? But again, you want to do more listening than talking. I know some of y'all, it's hard for y'all to do that, but I'm just giving that advice. Whatever. So once you do the video, the photos, again, if they're a talker, sit there and listen. If they want to talk to you 30 minutes, unless you just got totally something else to do, build that rapport. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, even if y'all don't agree on the price that day, just because you sit there and listen to them, whatever they're talking about, that could go a long way on a follow-up when they can't sell it, and then they reach back out to you 3 months later. That check still spends the same or whatever. So that's basically it on appointment. Not like you're out there working magical, because ideally, I don't even like to go out unless the price is close to where it needs to be, personally. You know, sometimes they'll convince me to still come out and we hadn't talked price, but it's rare or whatever. So normally you already got a deal. You just may be trying to get a better deal or whatever in some cases. So, well, what do you think, Renee?
Perfect. Absolutely. You know, that's a real gem. I mean, when you meet these sellers, is really, you know, you got to understand, nobody got to sell you anything. You know, so it's you know, building that rapport is so key. It's in some of those transactions. You know, some of it is, hey, I'm just, you know, I'm motivated. I'm trying to sell something. Some of it is, you know, really kind of building that rapport to make them want to work with you and sell their property. They don't have to sell it to you. You know, so just always understand that, and building that rapport is big. Also, when you're there, you want to take a lot of pictures, because if a seller meet you there, that means that they're probably overprotective of their property, and it's probably going to be hard for you to bring a lot of your investors by and your end buyers by without that seller being there too. So you want to take really good pictures, probably about 40. Especially, you know, you need to, you know, market that to your end buyers. Take a lot of pictures and take a very thorough video while you're there as well. So.
All right, there you go. Hopefully that answered your question there. The Isaiah Navarez, hey, I have a guy who's very interested in selling his property in San Diego, but he's very nitpicky about the contract not having contingencies. Now he's saying is not long enough. What do I do? So you don't want contingencies, but you want to
Tell him to send you his contract, because he got too many issues. Let me see your contract, sir.
I guess that's what he's talking about. He presented my contract is the only contingency, I guess, technically is in there is just an inspection period. You know, you don't have to do that. I wouldn't recommend doing it. You know, you want to have you at least 14 days or whatever. You find the property as is, that's pretty much eliminates everything. You say you're going to pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. Do you have a deal? Let's just make sure that you actually have a deal. You just have somebody want to sell a piece of real estate. Do you have a great deal? We would love to hear those numbers. What's the ARV? What's the price? What do you think the repairs are? Let's hear what you got.
All right. Guerrero Rivera, comps101.com. Nobody joined us tonight. But comps101.com, guys, you can still slide in and ask a question. Ty,
who's gonna be the first one of 2021?
I know.
Yeah,
I see.
Show off.
Y'all don't know what it took to get back here now. Guys,
Ty's gonna pull up dealyoulater.com for us. Dealyoulater.com, guys, is aka PropStream. But you can go there and have access to that one-page contract Ty has been using since the beginning of wholesaling for his career. It is a plug and chug type format. You just enter that information, email it. If you got to print it out, you can. But there's also is it a deal calculator, as I like to call it. You can plug and chug your numbers to see if, in fact, you do have a deal. Also on dealyoulater.com, you can subscribe for that service. There is a monthly subscription free, but you do have 5 free days to try it out and add that tool for wholesaling chest. Now, Ahmad, you say, I'm having trouble understanding how to comp a rental market. Can y'all help me understand how to comp and then understand the repairs for it? So what we're going to do, Dion, for you we're going to use Cha-Cha's address. He wants it to be comp out of Houston. So the address is 5005 Farmer Street, Houston, Texas. So this is for Cha-Cha and Dion. Now, what we're using is dealulator.com. We're typing in that address, and he's going to give you kind of, not kind of, he's going to give you a step-by-step on how to use Dealulator to comp properties.
All right, now, Texas is a non-disclosure state, so it's not going to pull up public record transactions with sales. That's not public information, but it will provide those details through MLS. So it's pulling up MLS property, so which is great, you know what I'm saying? So I like to use the map view of it, so I'm gonna blow this up really quick. And as you see here, the red dot is the actual subject property, the one that we're targeting to comp. Generally speaking, you don't like to go over these main streets here. You want to stay in the main street. So this Lyons Avenue, that's a main drag. Even though you got a comp right here, number 2, number 3, number 7, you really don't. Then you got 5, 4, 5, and 6. That's over showing off. That's over a main street. Well, main street, then the freeway, another main street, and then, you know what I'm saying? So it's probably going to be difficult to use those 3 down there. So let's go back. Hopefully number 1 is a good comp, right? So so what you do is the 3 things here that you're going to look at. You're going to look at the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the house. With the year built, ideally the rules are you can go up or down 5 years. If you have the data to show that. Now you're going to go with your nearest and best if possible, if that data is not available. On the lot square footage, you try to stay up or down 2,500 square feet. And then the size of the house, you can go up or down 200 square feet. Luckily, we have an exact comp here. This house was built in 1950. The lot size is exactly the same. The house size almost exactly the same. You have 1108 and 1080. On the market for 47 days, and it sold for $299,900. I want to take a look at it on Zillow to see if I could. Well, I'll look at it here on PropStream. May pull up. Well, it's going to pull up that info because it was an MLS sold property. So let's look at see what the rehab looks like here.
And just to let you know, he did mention the home next door was fully remodeled and had a pending transaction.
Now this wasn't even a rehab though, and it sold for $299.
Yeah, $299.
Looks like as is.
Too bad for
so this may not be a good comp, but it's a good thing for you or whatever, and it sold for $299.
How much you're purchasing that property for?
Yeah. How much are you purchasing? Whoever sent that in, how much are you purchasing the property for?
Said no to rehab. Cha-Cha, what's the amount you have it under contract for?
But I'm not seeing anything beyond that. I don't know if that's an interesting comp. But if sold through MLS, that's an interesting comp.
Right.
Even when you're looking at these other numbers here, even though they're crossing those main streets, we're looking at 98,000, 85, 175, 62, 149. And then we do see the 176 on number 7, and it was up here. It was way up here. So ours is here, even though that's within a half a mile or whatever, but that's way up here. We try not to do that. Let me do this. Let me go back in time a little bit.
The seller is asking for 217.
What do you think, Renee? I don't know about that. But that house is not rehab. The one we looked at, that's $299, that may be a deal. Or what? I don't know. I'm
right. I mean, because if it's rehab, it would have to sell more than the $299.
More than the $299. So that $217 may be an opportunity or whatever.
Right.
He's saying that the $299 is rehab. That's not
let me go to Zillow. Let me go to Zillow.
Maybe we got the wrong pictures right there.
Let me go there.
Wow. See how your markets can vary. $300,000 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. You know what you can get for $300,000 where I stay?
Right. And it don't look, I mean, from the pictures I've seen that it wasn't rehab.
Wow.
That's true. And this Texas is a huge market.
Yeah.
Texas, there's a lot of money in Texas.
Now, these are better pictures than what I put up a moment ago, but that's still not a rehab, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. They look like the same picture to me.
Yeah, I
What's
believe
any
they are.
different in them?
Yeah, I think these are the same pictures. So I don't know. Interesting. It's in a like little interesting area or whatever.
Yeah.
I would probably just give it a shot. You got your 14-day due diligence and see if you can move it. I would probably reach out. I don't know, was this a cash deal?
How much rehab is needed?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Cha-Cha, how much rehab? Aaron C says that's 5th Ward, Houston. They're rebuilding and gentrifying. That could explain.
Okay.
That's a good area. Oh, that's okay.
Okay. So how much rehab, Cha-Cha?
Small house, so can
Oh,
now, yeah, so I would probably get at a go, and do a 14, 21-day due diligence and see what you could do.
yeah. Because the rehab can be greater. I mean, that's the rehab. They're leaving some money on the table, I was assuming.
He says, to me, it just needs cosmetic updates.
Okay.
So no
let us know, man. You need some help with it, send it our way. Comps, where my thing is. Send it comps 101. We'll comp it, but I'm sorry, send it to digulator.com if we already comped it. So and we could possibly partner on it if you're having trouble finding a buyer.
All right, there you go, Cha-Cha. Hopefully that helped you there. Cha-Cha says the gentleman asked 217 and he offered him 105. He
That's
told
what's
him
up.
no.
Hey, get all the way, Gator.
Your follow-up, well, how close can you come to that amount?
Okay.
If he didn't hang up on you, you gotta ask him that. If he didn't hang up,
Pietro, I need you to go ahead and show your
video.
Activate your video so I can bring you on. I see you in the private chat there.
See you.
And you said when we finish talking, you want to ask a question, but go ahead and activate your stream so I can load you up. Thank you, Cha-Cha, for that. And whoever else, I can't remember, who asked about how to comp properties. That's one way to do it on dealulator.com. Great service for you to use to help comp. Will Pedialyte make you good? Oh my gosh. Okay, to comp your properties. So we'll go ahead and go to another question. William Garcia says, do you have any advice for younger wholesalers where the seller buyer may be a little standoffish dealing with the 21-year-old? How do you know how old you are?
That's easy. You always want to say we. I always say we.
We.
Really just
so
when they thinking, they always know it's someone greater than you or more, it's more than just you.
Another way, that's great. I wouldn't even think it in that terms. But number one, being confident. Mm-hmm. And the way you get confidence, or one of the ways you get, some people be confident, they have no idea what they're talking about. But you want to know what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Just remember, once you educate yourself on wholesaling real estate, you know more about real estate than 99% of the people walking around, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're talking to them with the confidence, being able to answer all of their questions about the process, how long it's going to take to get their money, which is probably the most important thing. You pay cash, you buy as is, you close in 2 to 3 weeks, you pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens. Mm-hmm. That basically answers all their questions, right? Mm-hmm. But just having the confidence, number one, you know more than them. Not saying you're better than them, but you're going to know more than them about this particular topic. That confidence, all of that'll go away about your age. Your dad had worked, was the CEO of, Microsoft. I don't know, whatever. He got you out there buying real estate. That's your hobby or whatever. Right. Again, like when you can use we, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that confidence to just cause you know what you're talking about goes a long way or whatever. Mm-hmm. You got to have the attitude. I got $10 million in the bank. Mm-hmm. I don't care if you do this or not. Again, you're not going to be belittling by no means. You're always going to be nice, but you still have to have the attitude like, hey, we ain't got to do this. You know what I'm saying? X or whatever. You might have $1 in the bank or whatever. But you got to have that $3 million attitude. Hey, I don't need this deal or not. Just plenty more out there or whatever.
Right.
So.
Confident.
Mm-hmm. What you got, Reed?
No, I was just, no, it's right. Confidence. You know, that's, I mean, honestly, no one can take that away from you.
Yeah.
When you confident and you really know what you're talking about, you know, it is what it is. Your age doesn't matter when you're confident in your walk. And you really know what you're talking about. So I absolutely agree. And as you're speaking, you know, if you don't feel as confident or whatever, you can speak in a term as if you're representing a group of investors or your family, your family investment portfolio, you know, make it seem like it's way bigger than you. So I mean, if they ask those questions, but less is more, and speaking confidently about the deal itself is really what you want to focus in on.
All right, there you have it. Nana of Saintly says, I'm in Arizona and there's a lot of commercial real estate for sale, more so than houses that I've seen so far. So could I wholesale commercial properties just the same as a home? How does that work? Not really the same.
I mean, the concept is the same. I mean, as far as, you know, finding an end buyer, putting your contracts together, but, you know, really evaluating a commercial deal is different. Knowing how to position yourself in a commercial deal is different. But it's similar. It's just a different terminology. When you dealing on that level, you're not dealing with Joe Blow who got a piece of house, got a house that they don't understand. You're dealing with a very savvy business owner who owns these commercial properties. So you got to come with your confidence. You got to know how to run your numbers. You got to know how to evaluate your deal to even position yourself in a commercial deal. The earnest money is a lot grander. So you got to be able to, you know, position yourself to be able to handle earnest money, you know, as you find that end buyer and things of that nature. So it's similar, but it's not. It's a different terminology, different evaluation, in a different position.
Yeah, all of that. I want to go back to the confidence thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to show this. On my first couple of deals, well, more than that, this is what I showed up in. 1985.
Not the drop.
Toyota Celica convertible GTS. By the
way. That's kind of fly though. That's real fly.
Hey. It was 2003. That was 1985 car. So that's 18 years old, right?
Wow.
And so, I was confident knowing what I was talking about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boom, why? I got to find me one of these.
Right.
Just for nostalgic reasons.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna end this thing on a positive note. Rick A. Pina, mentioned him earlier. One of our faithful listeners in the chat says, "What up, folks? Ty, I finally got my first contract. Got it on December 22nd and assigned it on the 23rd. $20,000 profits."
Have you got paid? You got paid?
Is it when have you closed on it? Closed on it yet? Because we got to hear that story. Make sure you share that story with us. On possibly a Thursday, you can come back and join us on comps101.com and tell us a little bit about it.
If you want to be interviewed, then let me know. Love to have that content.
Okay, so two things. Reniki, I have 2 or 3 questions in here about FICO scores, minimal, what it needs to be to access some of the service from your company. So I don't think we mentioned that earlier. So when does their credit come into play and how can they use it to access funding? And then what does that credit score have to be?
Perfect. So when it comes to your credit, it really depends on the program and the product that you are requesting funding from. So our residential fix and flip, buy and hold, new construction, that's a 650 credit score or higher. So as long as you have a 650, we can get you in on the fix and flip or buy and hold, rental property, new construction. Now, if you're looking for unsecured funding to help you offset some of the expenses for doing a fix and flip, wholesaling, buying into the resources and the products and the tools that you need to really jumpstart your business, then that's a different product. That's our gap funding program. You need a 680 and really like a 720 because of COVID and the interest rates went up, and not interest rate, but criteria have went up. But a minimum of a 680 credit score to really tap into our unsecured gap funding program to help you fund the gap, help you offset some of your expenses associated with wholesaling, moving things to the next level, or doing marketing. You need a 680 credit score higher for that one.
All right, there you have it, guys. Hopefully that answered your question. Again, you can visit fundmynextdeal.com, and Renika is available across all social media platforms. Now, Guerra Rivera, really? You waited till now? But I got you. I'm going to load you up. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Uh-oh, I got the video, but I don't hear the sound.
There you go.
There you go. How you doing? Nope. Can't hear.
Oh, let me see. Let me see if I can get it on this here.
Can you guys hear me?
I got
Yes.
you now. Yes, sir.
All right.
Question.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to go and download, like, I had to mess with my settings. It wasn't one, it kept blocking me from putting my mic and camera on. But yeah, sorry about that. So basically, I guess you guys are probably getting ready to get off, right?
Something like that.
That's
Okay.
Yeah,
you made it. It's like you made it in the
you
doors
good.
before
Hey.
the shop doors.
All right, cool.
This your show now. Let's get it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys. First and foremost, like I've been following both of you guys for a while now, probably like a year or so. But I've talked to Dude a couple times before, or no, like once I think. But anyway, just have so much going on right now. Like I've been trying to get a couple deals under my belt. I haven't really been successful with it, but I have been trying. But I have this friend of mine that I know, she's trying to get a house or whatever, but she don't necessarily, I guess she's trying to do it on the first time home buyers type thing. You know what I mean? And of course, you know what I'm saying, I want to help her out, but also get a little something out of it too. But all she was working with was like 1,000 or something down. So I was wondering, like, is there any way that I could still, you know, find a property, let's say for 100,000, get it under contract, and then sell it to her for 120,000 or 110,000, something like that, and make some money there, and still let her do the first-time home buyers process, like with 1,000 down or whatever?
That's a really good question. The first time home buyer process, you know, dealing with the banks, it's more like a 3.5% down. So what I would recommend for her to do is go to the bank and get a pre-qualification or pre-approval for the first-time home buyer programs that is associated with her local banks or in the local area, and get it pre-approved for 120 or whatever she's approved for. And now whatever you sell to her, absolutely, this is her first-time buy-in. She can take advantage of the first-time home buying program. You'll just wholesale it to her or whatever you find and make your money in between. That's okay.
Okay.
Just make sure you double close it when you do that. Don't do assignment, double close it, because she's dealing with a bank, and you know the banks have to look at the HUD and things of that nature. So you don't want to get into any red flags because of the way you structure your wholesale deal. But that's kind of how you should do it. Just have her go get pre-qualified from the bank, and find her a property and sell it to her, and do a double closing when you do it.
Okay, so a double closing is what it's called. And could I do that with, like, you know, the contract that he offers? If you text that number, could I use that contract to do that with a double closing as well, or how would I do that?
If an agent is not involved, yeah, that contract will work for, you know, a transaction on both sides of it.
Okay. Well, just because there are these people. There's a guy I know who basically represents this one company and is able to show houses and stuff or whatever. And he was gonna kind of help me get her to, file out all the paperwork and all that to, like you said, take it to his lender or whatever, or a bank, and this is how she qualifies, bring her income, bring her credit score has to be this high or whatever. And then from there, he said, I believe maybe I can put like 5,000-10,000 more than what the property is valued at or whatever she's paying, and then make the money like that. But I felt that would have been kind of too hard, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So
let's clear this up right here. She only has $1,000, man. She needs a lender. So
right.
It sounds like I don't want you to waste your time. Let's get
right.
You're wasting your time with this woman.
That she got some more money. She don't need some more money. 1,000 is not enough.
That's not enough. That ain't got the credit. You're really probably wasting your time with this chick, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not even enough. Even if you set up, the only thing that would probably work for if you set up a lease option opportunity, the seller didn't want anything down, and you just turn the deal over to her for $1,000. But talking about lenders, she only got $1,000. You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of how I figured too. That's why I called you guys, because I was thinking, like I said, if there is any way to, middleman it, I guess, get it under contract for this much and then turn it over to her for, a 10,000 profit or something like that, or middlemanning it.
That's not gonna happen with her. That's not gonna happen with her. That's not
okay. But
and after your question about that 10,000, you won't put 10,000 on top of the value. It's 10,000 within the value. So the key is that we go and try to get it way below value, so we able to add our in between. So if there's a property worth 100,000 that I can pick up with 70,000, I have a $30,000 spread. So if I was selling it to that lady, I'll put my 30. I may give her a $5,000 discount, 95,000. I just made a $25,000 spread, and I sell it to her at value. So you can't sell it over value. The key to wholesaling is that we get it way below value, so we're able to add that spread and make our money within the value.
Right, for sure. That's the way I've always seen it and understood it. But this dude, the agent or whatever, was trying to tell me, I could put it on top, and I was like, that don't make no sense.
Delete that dude's number, okay?
That's the problem. A lot of agents don't know this business.
That guy's number.
All right, for sure. Well, like I said, but in the future, I guess if somebody does have a little bit more money to put down, that's something that I could do like that. You're saying a double closing?
You have to set up owner finance in terms of what you're talking about to work. If they need a bank, it's not going to work.
Okay.
People gotta have money. It's no one giving away houses. You gotta have your money. You gotta have your down payment. You have to have your closing costs. If you go to the bank, minimum of 3.5% down payment, or a conventional 5% down payment. Then you have your closing costs, your attorney fees. So money is associated with the purchase of a piece of real estate, unless you're wholesaling.
Right.
Yeah.
But your end buyer have to have some money to close their deal.
Okay, and another thing I wanted to ask, when it comes to wholesaling, obviously, I mean, that's the better option to go. That's the way you guys have, been so successful, right? Where I'm from, I was gonna get like a business license, just to make it look more professional, like call it Zia Real Estate, whatever, because I'm from New Mexico. But they were telling me if I did that, it would basically, I would have to end up becoming like a broker or whatever, and only getting that 3%. So that would be
my man.
Right.
I need you to don't talk to anybody else.
I don't know who you're listening to. Delete their number.
Delete their number.
And then, you can't delete the number. Block those numbers. You're setting up an entity because you're going to run a business. If you're going to be wholesaling, that has nothing to do with you getting a broker's license or any of that. That's what
I thought. Yeah. So in that, if I do that, I guess just because it'll look more professional to help, I guess, close.
Yeah, do
You know
your
what I
business.
mean?
If you can afford to invest into starting a business, yeah, create your business.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
you're purchasing it in your business name from the
Right.
seller, and then you assign that contract to your end buyer using that same business name. So everything goes into your business name. Yeah.
Okay. For sure. That's what I wanted to ask you guys too. That was like my last question, and that way it shouldn't affect my wholesaling at all, right? Because I would rather much get that big chunk in wholesaling than a little 3% as a broker or whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
But for
No,
sure,
you only be a
okay.
like real estate agent if you go get a real estate license. And half of them don't have a LLC nor a business. They transact in their name, so they don't. Yeah, half of them don't have a business.
Right.
Half of the real estate agent don't have a business, but so you only get the 3% if you are a real estate agent or a broker. You won't get your
Right.
license. But what you're
Yeah.
doing is becoming a real estate investor by starting a
Right.
business and investing in real estate, which is a totally different transaction than what real
Right.
estate agent does.
See, and that's what I was trying to explain to the woman who runs the small business development center or whatever. And she was like, "No, I'm pretty sure you would have to become a real estate agent or whatever or broker just to do that." And I'm like, I don't really think so, but I had to kind of listen to her because she's the one who runs the small business development, you know. But I figured just how you guys are saying it is how I envisioned it. That's the whole reason why I even went, you know, wanting to invest in the LLC or whatever with the real estate name behind it. That way, like I said, I could set up signs, I could get cards, and maybe get some professional pictures done or whatever.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened? I don't know. Guerrero.
I'm sorry, my man.
Disconnected there. I'm sorry there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I hopefully got his questions answered there. A lot of moving pieces going on, but thank you for asking your question tonight.
Y'all, wow.
So
People have you in the left field, so please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever you listen to, please stop.
People have you all the way in the desert.
Oh my God. They have no idea what they're talking about. Anyway, so.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us, my man.
Yeah,
Thank
that was good. That was good.
you.
all right, guys. So if you have not, make sure you tap the bell to turn on notifications, hit the heart, say you loved it. We love you. Join X Flipman across all social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, all social media platforms.
We're live during the daytime too, so
yeah, live during the daytime, so that way you'll be notified.
11ish.
It's noonish.
Noonish Central Eastern. I guess noonish Eastern. We're live on TikTok and Instagram, so you need to sound up. We answer questions.
What day? Every day, Todd?
Monday through Friday when I'm physically able to perform, physically and mentally able to perform.
Yeah.
So.
You'll receive notifications when he goes live. You can reach Vernikia at fundmynextdeal.com and across all social media platforms. If you're ready to take your wholesaling to the next level, just keep in mind, allow 48 to 72 hours for a member of her staff to contact you via email or maybe by call. Ty, anything?
Yeah, make sure you submit you want your properties comp. Go to Comps 101, submit them. We have the Thursday evening show, but we are now, like I say, offering a free service, free right now, where we'll comp your property. We're trying to help people understand what good ARVs and we actually do a little video, tell you why we comped it or whatever. So, and then make sure you like this, share it. If we got 111 people watching right now, it should be 111 shares and likes. What's the deal, people? Can you at least press those 2 buttons for us or whatever? Make sure we keep doing this every week or whatever. But again, we really appreciate everyone sharing. Anything you want to share, baby girl, before we go?
I'll say this. Recently, I was talking to someone and they said something that stuck with me. So I'm gonna say this to you all. And I think it's a great way to start 2021. And they said that every day you get up, you got seize the day. So just you know, if you think about it, you know, every day you just put your all, you leave no crumbs. You put your all in every day and watch those efforts compound within 365 days and see how far ahead your life will be. So seize the day.
Carpe diem.
That's what it means.
In Latin. Yes, of course. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys on the flip side. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.